Hi everybody. In this video, I'll be talking about how to troubleshoot your electric dryer, and we are specifically looking for a common point of failure, which is the heating coil. Tools you will need to do this project are
a screwdriver, a multimeter, a vacuum cleaner.
Now, it's probably going to have been a while since you cleaned underneath and around your dryer. You should do a little vacuuming, some sweeping, or have your kids do it. All right, so one of the first things you can do is check for power.
Yep, we have power.
All right, we have power. That rules one thing out. The second thing you can do is check that air is blowing through the ducting. I know I got air blowing through the ducting because my duct is moving. Something else you can do is check that clothes are actually tumbling inside the dryer. And we got tumble action. One of the last things you can do is check the clothes after they've been tumbling in the dryer for a while. If they are still cold and damp, then it is most likely your heating coil that has burned out.
Yeah, they're wet.
First step to actually starting this project is turning off the power. Let's open up the dryer and see if we can find that heating coil. Look at how dirty all this is back here. Let's clean that up, guys. Lefty loosey.
Righty tighty. Is that what?
What's that doing in there?
Is that what's been causing the problem?
Did you sneak a chicken in the dryer? This roast chicken is our problem. The heating coil is not up here, but I kind of wanted to check the belt in here as well, just to make sure everything looked good. Check out the belt. This right here.
That rubbery thing?
Yeah, that's the belt that turns the dryer. So another common failure is that thing snapping.
So it's not that strong or what?
Yeah, it just gets old and brittle and breaks sometimes, but ours is good, and we knew that because it was tumbling the clothes. So I found the heating coil, and full disclosure, I've done this in the past. It was about 5 years ago actually, and I forgot exactly where it was and how much I had to take apart the unit to get to it, but it is right there. It is in this housing. Looks like it sucks in the air from over there where the red wire is, goes across the heating coil inside this housing, and then into the drum. We are going to need to take apart this dryer a little bit more than I initially anticipated and remembered, but it's actually going to be a good thing because it'll give me the opportunity to clean the rest of this stuff up. There are probably videos on YouTube you can find for your specific dryer on how to take it apart, but they're probably all roughly the same. We are going to take apart this top section first, and then we'll take apart the front of the dryer, and we'll be able to access the heating coil, which is in this lower corner. Here we have another view of that heating coil. You can see it inside there. We've got a lot better access from the front. From the looks of it, if I take that screw out right there, this entire assembly will just slide on out. I do have some wires hooked up on the side of it. So from this end, I am going to snap a picture of this first so I know how they go back in. Super important, guys. Take a picture of your assembly as you take it apart. It's going to help a lot when putting it back together. All right, I got the assembly out. Let's open this thing up and take a look at that coil. This is a better view of our heating coil. Best way to check if our heating coil is good or not is just to check continuity. You don't need a multimeter to do this project because oftentimes you can see where a break in the wire might be. We are not getting anything across this coil. So there must be a break in this wire somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. On the leads to my coil, in order to keep them in this little ceramic piece, there are tabs on the side. I'm not sure if you can see that kind of hold it in place. I'm assuming yours is going to be similar, so you'll need to bend those tabs up, and when we replace the coil, bend them down so those leads stay fixed inside this porcelain insulator. And it slides right out. These are the little tabs right here. And there it is, that break in the wire. It's what's preventing us from running electricity through this coil. Now I've heard of other people, putting some kind of crimp connector on that to recomplete the circuit. Not a good idea, I don't think. I mean, this coil is going to cost you probably around $20, $25. I just don't think it's safe. Just get a new coil. You'll be able to find your coil by getting the model serial number off of your dryer and just doing a Google search, maybe on Amazon, and you should be able to find the right part pretty easily. I've got the new coil alongside the old one, and they look identical, so we're all good. Now I'm going to show you testing them side by side and the differences.
Is this the new coil?
That's the new coil. Think of a coil.
That one was supposed to be black?
No, it started out shiny like that. Remember to think of a coil as a kind of like the coil in a hair dryer. If you look at the end of a hair dryer and you see it heat up red hot, and that fan is blowing air over the coil, that's how you get hot air coming out the other end.
Than ever. This one looks shinier than that one.
Your multimeter to test continuity.
Can I be black?
Sure. Okay. You're gonna hold it to put your leads on this guy right there, one on each side, and we got nothing. Infinite resistance because the circuit is broken. But if we go to the new coil, we have a resistance, and it's beeping to let us know that there's continuity across the coil. One important thing to note when you're putting this new coil in the housing and you put these tabs through the insulator is to remember to bend these tabs either down or up just so they can't slide out. That'll keep them in place. You're also going to want to make sure that your new coil, no part of the coil is actually touching the housing. So just take a peek in the end and make sure that there's air around all sides and it's not touching any part of the metal housing. Okay, good job. Okay. So that's it for this video. I'm not going to bore you with me putting it back together. It's just going to go back together the same way I took it apart. Final thoughts for this project. Just don't be intimidated by it. I would say that the hardest part is just figuring how to take your dryer apart. And there's lots of videos on YouTube about how to do that. In fact, I'll link one in the description that I looked at before taking my dryer apart. Save yourself some money. This part cost me about $22, something like that. And a new dryer is like, I don't know, $800 or something like that, right? Plus you get to keep it out of the landfill, which is super important as well. Let me know in the comment section what you have going on, and maybe myself or someone else can help you troubleshoot exactly what's going on in your situation. I also like hearing stories about how my videos help somebody fix an issue they got going on in their home. So feel free to leave a comment like that as well if this video did help you.
Take care and we'll see you on the next one.
Boop.
I'll press it.